My name is Lindsay Doggett, and this is my testimony. I grew up going to church with my mom. She took us, and we learned, right from wrong and all of that. I was baptized whenever I was 8 years old, and I believed, but I had no relationship with God. Fast forward a couple of years, we moved to Florida, and from there I had absolutely no relationship with God still, and my belief kind of went away. It was no longer there either, really. I didn't have any want or need to go to church. I didn't have any relationship with God, and I was just dealing with any and everything that I went through on my own. Then I moved back to Georgia, and Ryan and I became friends, and he has a really strong relationship with God, and so a lot of the times when we would really get into discussion about our beliefs, he was always telling me his beliefs and how he was really, who he turned to whenever he had any problems. And I was always arguing against him and telling him that, no, I've been able to do it on my own, and that's just not how, what I believe. And so, his response was always that he was going to pray for me. So in December of 2010, a couple days after Christmas, I was at Ryan's house. I left, and whenever I left, his last words was that he was going to pray for me because he knew I was upset about some deaths that had occurred. I can remember on my way home feeling very scared. Because of the deaths, I was scared because I didn't know if I died right then where I was going to go. And so the uncertainty just really bothered me. And I didn't have any relationship with anyone, like God, to pray to, or I didn't know what to do in that situation. I mean, I had said the prayer at church probably a million times as a kid and everything, asking God to be my savior, but I mean, I never did anything about it. And so I remember I got home and I woke up my stepmother because I was very upset. And at that point, we said the prayer, again. She said it and I repeated it. And at that point, I accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. And the difference, I feel like, from all the other times that I had said that prayer, is that I was actually ready to surrender. I was tired of trying to do everything on my own, and I was ready for that relationship with God that Ryan had, that I, was kind of envious of. So on August 30th, we decided to go to Starting Point at Aletheia, and during that, we were able to find out more about the church, but we were also able to learn our spiritual gifts and how we can use those to be more plugged in at the church and serve God based off of the gifts that He's given us. I also, at Starting Point, decided that I wanted to get baptized because I felt like it was the last piece of the missing piece of my puzzle. And because I had surrendered to God, I had given my life, changed my lifestyle, and everything. And so this was the last piece of my puzzle of getting me baptized, from the old Lindsay to the new Lindsay. So the difference between my baptism then and now is that back then I only believed in God whenever I was baptized, but I absolutely had no relationship with Him. Now, whenever I'm getting baptized, I know that I believe, but I also have a relationship with God. After baptism, I just want to continue to serve. I hope that people will see this video and that people will be able to relate with what I've gone through and see that that they can do it too. It does take, it does seem overwhelming, going from not believing to believing. But I mean, once you see how God works in your life and how faithful He is, it'll be an easy decision, to make and take the leap.